Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you for joining me for a new video. In this one, I am wrapping up my Amazon FBA 2020 mini-series. It's been a couple months in the making and I love how it turned out. So in this video specifically, I'm gonna put a bow on everything by kind of doing a brief recap of what you've learned, specifically geared towards showing you the tools I use to assist me in running a successful FBA business, as well as automating as much as possible and making it as passive as possible, because what I'm gonna show you actually is the money I've made, basically the sales I've done to date in 2020, the profit I've made thus far, and really the tools that have assisted me in doing it with minimal effort. Now, I didn't launch any new products in 2020. If you follow my channel, you probably noticed I've been doing daily uploads and working on a lot of different things, really just trying to diversify my income streams. And it's been, it basically was a business decision. Do I want to pursue launching new products, which take a lot of time and effort, or just maintaining my existing ones, which is the route I ended up taking? But you're gonna see how much money I've made thus far doing the path of least resistance with minimal effort. I think you'll be impressed. But also, like I said, I'm gonna show you tools that will assist you in being a successful FBA seller, as well as taking weight off your shoulders and letting you focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about. Maybe it is FBA, maybe you just wanna keep launching new products. That's awesome, by the way, if you do. But anyways, I'm gonna go jump on my computer and we can get started. Thanks again for joining me. Again, this is part 13 of my FBA 2020 mini-series. In it, I'm gonna show you some additional useful tools that I personally use for my FBA business, and I'm gonna recap some of what we learned in this course. Real quick, let me introduce myself in case this is the first time you've seen my videos or my channel. I'm Ryan Hogue. I've sold over $1.7 million on Amazon to date. If you wanna follow links in the description, I have a free 7-day Amazon FBA mini course delivered via email. I also have an FBA Facebook community. If you'd like to join that, I'd love to have you. If you didn't know, I publish income reports on the first or second day of each month. If you would like to follow my progress as an FBA seller, or go back in time and look at my starting journey and see how long it took me to hit my first 4-figure profit month or 5-figure profit month, it's all there. It's all public. So you can subscribe to my channel and you'll be alerted of my future income reports. Last but not least, I spent over a year writing the most thorough Amazon FBA course on the internet. If you would like to check that out, there's a link in the description. I'm also accessible if you have any questions. You can email me, comment on the video, you can reach out on Facebook, etc., whatever you like. So let's start by talking product research tools. Now, if you remember, part of my story, my journey as an FBA seller, I spent 3 months doing product research and validation when I launched my first product. There's no reason for anybody to spend 3 months. I was looking for a golden egg that doesn't exist. But when you're given the tools, which is something I teach in my course that most courses do not teach, not just how to do good product research, but how to do financial validation without spending money. Because remember, with FBA guys, you need to put money on the line to participate. And I don't want you to lose money. I want you to lose money as much as I want to lose money, which is not much, right? So with the validating of financials, you can just iterate through the research and validation phase as many times as you want. And each time you do it, it gets easier and you start to really comprehend exactly what's going on. So I spent way too long before I launched my first product, but hey, in the end, that first product that I ended up deciding on and launching, I expanded into my most successful brand to date. So it's a success story. I wish I could tell you the niche, but you've seen the numbers. I've talked a lot about it. If you guys subscribe to my channel and you've been following me, I'm sure you've heard about it. Research tools. Now, of these three, first and foremost, I don't think you need to pay. It is not a must, because all these are paid tools for any of them. I want to say that up front. I personally, it's like once you get more and more comfortable, I feel like you're less reliant on paid tools, paid services. Granted, these do make you feel more comfortable if you're new to FBA and if you just want to feel a little bit more secure in your decision of which products and which niches to explore. But of these three, Jungle Scout is my favorite. It has been proven to be the most accurate based on a study that they conducted, but it wasn't like, I mean, I don't know, I don't work there, but they said that sellers volunteered their data so that they could check Jungle Scout against Helium 10 and against about 6 other tools and see which ones ended up being the most accurate as far as their estimations go, because it's not a perfect science. So that's why I lean towards Jungle Scout. It's also the tool that I've been using the longest, although I do use all 3 of those. Okay, additional research tools. Now, if you want to do it for free without paying for tools, again, check out DS Amazon Quick View. This is my favorite extension for selling on Amazon. It helps with KDP, merch, any FBM products you want to sell, and FBA. In addition to DS Amazon Quick View, go grab the free version of Helium 10. So you get DS Amazon Quick View free. Helium 10 free. Now you can see BSRs in search results, which indicate how well products are selling in that category relative to each other. And with the Helium 10 free version, you go to the product detail page, meaning you click the product in search results, and you get this chart injected underneath the product images showing you BSR data over time, historical BSR data. So now you can project things like seasonality. With these two, you don't need to pay for a research tool. It is not required because these two will do enough for you. So I just wanted to recap that, make sure you guys understand that. And the more you play around, the more you cycle through research and financial validation, the more successful you're going to be. And by far, the more protected your capital is going to be. Feedback tools. All right, my previous video in this series showed you how I use FeedbackWiz to automate the review process. Guys, whether you're selling on Amazon or anywhere else, guess what? Social validation, meaning that could take different forms, but it's typically in the form of a 1 to 5 star rating. For instance, on Amazon, right? We see 1 to 5 star rating. Social validation, if you have a good product, people are more inclined to think that you have a good product, meaning potential customers are more inclined to think that you have a good product if they've never seen it before, based on the reviews of customers that have purchased it and left feedback. Well, you can increase the likelihood of getting feedback using tools like FeedbackWiz. If you skip this, without going on a really long tangent, let me just sum this up. Anything you spend your time doing in life, whether it's FBA or something completely different, I think you should try to maintain some edge over your competition if there is competition. I'm a competitive guy. I love competing, right? So when I spend my time doing things, I like there to be some sort of distinction between somebody who tries and succeeds versus somebody who doesn't try and fails. So in FBA, obviously, there's a lot on the line, money on the line. There's a big distinction between the successful sellers, the really successful sellers, and the failed sellers. Just do everything you can to help you succeed. Don't skip FeedbackWiz. This will automate the feedback requests for you, and it's within the Amazon Terms of Service. Claims tools. This one I haven't mentioned yet in the series, and if you are watching, pay attention to this one. Do not skip this one. All right, so Amazon will not necessarily reimburse you the money that they owe you. Granted, their network of fulfillment centers and employees and handling returns and deciding whether or not it's in good enough condition to be resold. There's a lot of ways that Amazon can cheat you out of money that they owe you. And I just went over one theoretical scenario. There's a bunch. They do not allow you to automate requests for reimbursements. It cannot be automated, but you can outsource it to services like SellerBench. And by the way, guys, if you want to support the channel, I've got links in the description. So if you want to check out SellerBench, for instance, if you want to use my link, they'll give me a little kickback if you end up signing up. But SellerBench is free to use. They only make money when you make money. And what they do is they have a real human go into your account and pursue these reimbursements that Amazon may potentially owe you. As you can see here, I've made $1,665 in money back from Amazon that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise unless I was manually doing this, which is just another thing to add to your day. By the way, if you weren't doing it at all and you don't foresee yourself doing this in the future, this should be a no-brainer. Just outsource it. They take a percentage of the money that you get. By the way, guys, for all the stuff I'm showing you, there's links in the description if you'd like to support the channel. If you end up checking it out, that would be appreciated. All right, advertising tools. This is one of my favorites to talk about. Now, Amazon advertising, like anything else, you don't want to go outsourcing important parts of your business until you have a grasp on it. So if you're launching your first product, you need to learn the ropes of how Amazon advertising works, at least in my opinion, and set it up. You're going to learn a little bit the hard way. It's okay. Call it a learning expense. But as you scale up your FBA business, even if you know what you're doing, it's quite easy to, if you're not like in there every day, it can be easy to waste money. Wasted ad spend is just that. It's wasted money. With Teikametrics, they actually have software that will algorithmically change your bids. This is for your broad campaigns, phrase campaigns, and exact match campaigns. They'll also cycle keywords between the campaigns for you. Well, actually, that was like the one thing that I think you have to do manually. But what I did is I set a weekly calendar reminder up, and it would be like the reminder goes off. I go into Teikametrics. I read the reports. It took about 5 minutes. I look at what keywords they're recommending I move from broad match to phrase match, or from phrase to exact, or from auto to the manual match. It does all of that for us, guys. And by the way, when it tells you to do it, you don't have to go to Seller Central and do it. They integrate via API to Seller Central. You just click a button. Like it says, we suggest doing this. You click the button it does it in Seller Central for you. So it is really good stuff. It's my favorite Amazon advertising tool, and it saved me a bunch of money just from using it, honestly. All right, Amazon agency partners. You may not have known that these exist, but because there's so much money to be made on Amazon, a lot of times like big brands, for instance, they will outsource their Amazon, establishing a presence on Amazon to an agency that's got experts working for them. So the one that I recommend and I have been working with for at least a year, it's probably been minimum year and a half at this point, is Fountainhead ME, Fountainhead Marketing Engineers, based out of California. I did interview multiple agencies when I needed their service beforehand. I was very happy with the immediate response and the help that I got from Fountainhead ME. That's why I'm putting them front and center as my recommended agency partner. Speaking to my experience with them, by the way, full spectrum. They can help you with things like images, listing optimization. They can help with getting your account unsuspended, which I've sent them a lot of traffic for that because I'm like one of the only like testimonials, I guess, they're out there on the internet from somebody who got suspended. By the way, I got suspended from Amazon. You want to know why? Because I had a listing creation error, because the category I created a listing in had rules about parent-child variations for color. It was something absurd, and it's something that anybody could get caught up in a sweep, in an algorithmic-driven catalog sweep. So they helped me get my account back. I didn't want to risk doing that myself in case it didn't work out. Yes, I am guilty of not reading all of the rules for every single category I've ever listed a product in on Amazon. Time is valuable. Learned this one the hard way. So anyways, they can offer a lot more than just help if you get into trouble. I've used them for listing optimization for a product listing that sold $15,000 in a single day, by the way. So if you're wondering if they are good at that stuff, I can tell you firsthand that they are. All right, here's my 2020 sales so far. I mean, that pretty much wraps up the tools that I wanted to talk about. Beyond the tools, guys, you just need to get into Seller Central and get comfortable. Follow the steps that I shared in this mini course. I've always got the full course if you want like my product validation spreadsheet, which is worth the cost of admission alone, because if you launch a product where you didn't crunch the financials correctly, you're going to lose more money than you would have spent on the course for sure. So trust me, it's worth it. Same thing I would tell my best friend in real life. I'm telling you right now. Even though this is like a weird one-way communication channel. But granted, you can leave me a comment below, or like I said, if you have any questions, email me, message me on Facebook, whatever. But my 2020 sales so far to date, by the way, I think two lessons ago, I shared with you the Jungle Scout Sales Analytics, also known as Fetcher. This is what I use to stay on top of my exact profit and loss, my margins, etc. for my FBA business. And my profit to date is $48,602. Now, I have spent truly minimal effort this year on my FBA business. I mean, it's my biggest time spent is probably checking my my ad spend in Campaign Manager, which again, they moved to AMS now, so I got to stop saying Campaign Manager. But it's just monitoring my advertising, making sure I'm not overspending, and just going to the bank and doing wire transfers. So that's really it. I mean, it can be easy if you let it be easy. Also, I mean, again, you got to like check in on your niches, make sure that there's not some new competitor that undercut you by a penny, little things like that. But I mean, that's as hard as you make it. For me, it's not very hard. Anyway, so this is my 2020 thus far. I mean, it's a good year. I've sold over $250,000, almost 13,000 units, 50K profit, 17% profit margin. And as you can see, that $15,000 day, you see it right there in the middle of the graph on the bottom here to my left. That $15,000 day was absurd. You can't even actually see, it's just showing profit. If that showed revenue, check out my income report though from April. I talk a lot in depth about it there. And as promised, back when we started the mini series, when I wrap this up, the cost of my course is going up, guys. I poured a year of my life into making it. Granted, again, more time than I needed to, but hey, it was the first course I ever made. I wanted to make sure it was as good as possible. I'm also in there actively maintaining, updating the content, keeping it fresh, keeping it up to date for you guys, helping anybody that has questions, etc. We've got a private Facebook community as well. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, if you're interested, hit me up, but the cost is going up. I have a calendar reminder set for next Saturday, which is going to be, I think, August 1st. I'm looking at my calendar. Yeah, August 1st, it's going up. I'll probably send out an email blast ahead of time and let you know if you're on my email list. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. Thank you for checking out the mini-series. It really, even though my FBA content doesn't do as well as my print-on-demand content on this channel, I started this channel to talk about FBA initially, so I've kind of had to shift to what people are watching more of. But hey, for those of you guys that are watching the FBA content, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if this content helped you at all, just hit the like button. That's all I ask. Let the YouTube algorithm know that it helped. And if you're not subscribed and you made it to the end of this video, all I ask is, hey man, hit that red button. And if you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe later. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you at the next one.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyansMethod.com. Thank you.